Hello everyone, welcome to our channel. This is Lunar Goddess Tarot. First of all, I want to thank everyone for your well wishes and your support during these last few weeks and really through the month of December, because I got sick twice. And I am happy to report that I am finally on the up and up. I'm finally on the mend. And you guys have held space for me. You've supported me. Some of you have sent me private messages. And if I have not responded, please know that I just haven't been well enough to do so. But I appreciate each and every one of you for reaching out to me and for your sweet comments on the last video that I was able to post. I was hoping to post another video the next day, but I still needed time to recover. It was a very back and forth kind of recovery process, and it kind of like I felt like I would go 2 steps forward, 3 steps back. But I know that I'm on the up and up now, because it's like day 3 where I'm feeling much better. And this was definitely an initiation process for me, a dark night of the soul, and it is still something that I'm moving through. But I was called today to do this video to really check in to see, there are some messages from the Divine Masculine that have come through that really have been wanting to come through, but I just wasn't able to produce the video for you guys. And I also wanted to pull some messages from the cosmic reading cards here and the Sacred Forest. So I want you guys to really just, tune in with an open heart and an open mind. My videos will indicate, twin flame, but I have really chosen to drop the label. So I will refer typically to the counterparts as your counterpart, or divine feminine, divine masculine, because I'm also reading for star seeds and light workers and anyone on the ascension journey. You can also, and please do apply this to your internal feminine or masculine. And before we get started and going into the story here of these beautiful cards, just a few quick announcements. As we finish up our very first 6-month coaching program, Holly and myself, and for those of you who don't know, Holly is a Reiki master. She's my business partner, and she's an incredible healer as well. We are launching a 3-month program in April. So I want you guys to have some time to be able to get some more information on that. Think about it. And we'll be delivering more information here. And as soon as we're both 100%, we will be going live. We've been trying to do this for months, but both of us have been sick and things have come up. But we will be going live, and we will be introducing Holly, and then we will be talking about the program. We're very excited to be launching that program, and we're also launching, or rather continuing to launch, our private one-on-one or 2-on-1 sessions, where there's 2 of us, 2 healers and 1 of you, and those have been very successful, and we're really enjoying those as well. So we're promoting abundance in 2022, so we're working a lot with abundance sessions and personal power, personal mission. And lastly, very quickly, if you'd like to support me, another way is to check out my Patreon. And, one more thing, guys, sorry. 2 last things. My Patreon link is in the description box below, and I will be launching my abundance workbook shortly here, probably at the end of the month, and you will be able to get that as an e-version. It's an e-book. So I'm very excited to be delivering that to all of you as well, and it'll be accessible via my website. Okay, so let's get started here. The first thing I want to say, just intuitively speaking here, is that the Divine Masculine has gone through a huge portal, like they've all chosen to walk through, or most of them rather, have chosen to walk through this door of, it's an initiation process as well. That's why many feminines have felt so many physical symptoms and shifts. Yes, it could be an actual physical sickness or illness, but it's also a lot of ascension symptoms. And a lot of it is because your masculine has taken a fall. I talk more about this on the video I posted a few days ago. And I also talk more about this on a post I have on Patreon from about a week ago, less than a week ago maybe. And that's an important read. It's available to all patrons. It's an important read because it's a written format, which is, I believe, my very best work, and it talks about why this is happening. I'm not going to go into so much the why this is happening for the sake of this video, because I want to get into the actual messages that are wanting to come through. But just know that for a lot of you who have been experiencing congestion or throat issues or you know, sort of like timeline glitches. You might have timeline glitches out of, you know, the corner of your eye or your third eye. I was getting those a few days ago as I was recovering here. You might also have gastrointestinal distress or issues. There may also be headaches, thirst. Excessive thirst is coming up primarily for the feminines, not the masculines, like to where you can't get enough water, you can't get enough liquids. You can be doing electrolytes and Gatorade and coconut water and all these things, and you can still be coming up thirsty. And I mean excessive thirst, where you're parched, where it's hard to sleep at night. So that's something that's coming up as an Ascension symptom, because we're going through such intense moments right now on the Ascension journey. But the other thing is that we are moving through a process, like I said, an initiation process, both the feminine and the masculine, and for different reasons and different ways. But the feminine is moving higher and higher so rapidly, and the energies are moving so rapidly in 2022 that it's going to feel like it's hard to catch up. So as the energies are moving rapidly, you might feel or sense or experience your physical body shifting rapidly as well. So one day you feel great, the next day you feel crappy. One day you're full of energy, the next day you want to sleep all day. One day you have a voracious appetite, the next day you don't want to eat at all. So I just want to kind of, you know, that's like the overall energy in a very, very summed up form of 2022 is rapid ascension. The light is coming in so fast and furious that our bodies are having a hard time absorbing it, or having a hard time, you know, because our bodies have been so dense for so long. A lot of stuff is being cleared out. A lot of old storylines, especially around shame, storylines around fear, all of those things are being cleared out now. So it could be very uncomfortable, especially at night, where the thoughts are going to be racing, anxiety, sleeplessness, insomnia. So just be mindful of those things, guys, and know that a lot of those energies aren't yours, okay? So that's a very long intro. I do apologize, but those are important things that I needed to get out to you guys because I haven't been able to. We're going to start here with the cosmic reading cards. I'm going to now go into the card portion, and I'll try to remember to put a timeline stamp on there for those of you that don't want to hear all of what I just spoke of, okay? So I respect that some of you are just here for the cards. What I do ask, though, to support the channel, especially since I've been gone for a few weeks, please just like the video. Believe it or not, even if you dislike it, it helps the channel, so thank you either way. But like the video, subscribe to the channel, share my videos, and that's how we build the channel organically. And I'm really, you know, that's how we get the messages across to the people that really need them. So I would really greatly appreciate that if you could just stop for a moment, give the video a like, and then go back to watching. All right, so the cards we have coming up here, we've got two cards, gratitude and a timeout. So there's this overwhelming sense of gratitude as, you know, the shifts are occurring very rapidly. And I know I've spoken about this, but for the feminines, what's happening, the shifts that are happening for you this year is going to be a change in scenery, right? So a change in your workplace, a change in where you live, a change in the city you're living in. You might be moving in with roommates, moving out by yourself. You might be moving in with parents. You might be moving in with a counterpart or moving in with a soulmate, but your living situation might change rapidly, and it might change, you know, several times this year. So it might kind of feel like you're like a ping pong ball being pinged all over different locations. But I wanted to just make that clear that that is happening for the feminine energy. Now that could happen to your divine masculine if he's engaged with his feminine energy. If he's done a certain amount of healing, he could experience that also. But for the masculines, what I see mostly is they're taking this time out. And what I see, you know, while the feminine is over here learning to express gratitude for even the hard parts of this journey, for even the parts that feel excruciating, like excruciating boredom is coming up right now, or senselessness, the sense of senselessness. Like, what is this all for? I don't find joy. You know, the feminine's like, I don't find joy in the things that I used to anymore. And it's a very, very depressing, confusing, and it's exhausting because you're trying to find something that interests you. You're trying to find something that captivates you, and you may be coming up kind of empty-handed right now. So it's a very weird time for the feminines as we start the year. But April to August look to be really magical months, and I'm going to be doing a post about that actually. I might do a dedicated video on Patreon, but I'm definitely going to do a written post about those magical months. So if you'd like more information on that, just make sure that you check out the community tab, because that's where I post all my announcements on the channel, and that's where I post anytime that I update and post, or rather upload a new video or written post on Patreon. That is where you will find my announcement over on the community tab here on YouTube. So I will be doing that sometime here. It may be later than I'd like, because we're in Mercury retrograde now, I think as of yesterday. So it might be later than I hope, but I'm definitely going to hope that I can get my words together enough to do that. And going back to the masculine energy, this time out that you're experiencing, well, the feminine's experiencing boredom, insomnia, sleeplessness, restlessness, trying to figure out like what motivates me. Like she's trying to find her motivation again, but she's getting shuffled around in the physical world. The masculine is over here having a timeout. And this is interesting that this is coming up, because the masculines are typically the ones on the go. Their ego, their distorted masculine energy has kept them going nonstop for years, for like their entire adult life, maybe their entire life. And they're being asked to stop racing around the clock and to really step outside and connect with nature and connect with themselves. And this is why I've been saying I see the masculines being single in 2022. I see a lot of the masculines, like 75% of them, and it might increase to more as we go through the year, are going to be single or end up single very shortly here. And it's for a purpose and a reason, a very executed purpose and reason. It's with intention and meaning. And it's so that the masculines can finally escape the prison, the mental prison that they had placed themselves in, with regard and respect to their lives and what they're capable of, with respect to their relationship that's been basically dead in the water. The expiration date passed, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, and they're still hanging out in that relationship. And the universe, because it was comfortable enough, I should say. The universe is going to make it very uncomfortable here very soon for them. I mean, very uncomfortable. Like, it's going to feel like they're a hot potato in the oven. It's not going to be something that's comfortable for them to stay in any longer. And that is really where the masculines are, and it's causing this deep spiritual initiation process for the masculine collective, where they're not going to be able to just sit by idly watching their life go by and playing victim. They're going to have to be an active participant now in the changes that are occurring and the changes that need to be made. And it's kind of like with the feminine. If you don't make the changes, they're going to be made for you. So prepare yourself as much as possible. The changes are coming. Okay, so let's talk a little bit more about this timeout card for the masculines. Really, yeah, their schedule's gonna slow down. So that's why I say some of them might have an injury, nothing too serious, I don't think, for most of them, but some of them may have an injury like broken leg or an injury to their back or something that's gonna force them to slow down and not be on the go all the time. They're gonna have to tend maybe to an ailing parent, an ailing health of a parent. They're gonna have to tend to their own health this year. They're going to have to stop chasing goals and chasing money and chasing power and chasing, just chasing. Some of them have been chasing women or chasing men. They're going to have to just stop all of that. And also this applies to addictions, a timeout with addictions. So a time to heal the addictions, a time to really slow down enough to know who you are, to get in touch with your own self. And they've been at war with themselves for a long time. Now it's time for self-acceptance in 2022 for the masculine collective. Yeah, they've been feeling very drained physically, especially without the support of the feminine. So what's happened is the feminine has stepped back. The feminine has declared her sovereignty, and the feminine has set forth healthy boundaries. And the masculine knew, I'm not able to honor those boundaries the way that I am right now. Like, I'm not able to honor those in this state. I still have lessons to learn. I have to clean up my act, and I have things I need to get out of my system. And so knowing that, the respectful thing for the masculine to do was to actually step back and walk away. And that's what a lot of the masculines did. Once that boundary was set, the masculine said, oop, I can't deliver on that, so I'm going to step back. I'm going to let my feminine live her best life, and I'm going to step out of the way from her success, her progress, and from her moving forward and her journey and her mission. And it feels like you've been abandoned, right, by the masculine. But such is not the case. The masculine just really needed time to become the man or the woman that they know they're capable of becoming. And again, it's a matter of kind of like, there was some immaturity to work out. There was some contracts they had with the darkness, contracts they had with lust, contracts they had with power, control, greed, and envy. I've mentioned all those things on, past videos, and they've had to break those contracts, okay? They've had to work through them. They've had to experience karmic lessons, and sometimes for some of them in the form of a karmic person, which is very painful for the feminine if it's a romantic relationship. But these are things they had to experience that you couldn't teach them. I also have a post on Patreon that you can find it. I don't know what level it's at. It's either at the all access or VIP level, I think, but it's about the purpose of the karmic partner. That's a good read too if you're struggling with the karmic partner and the meaning and their true purpose. It's a good in-depth written reading over there. All right, messages here from the masculine. I think we're going to take this one because it flipped over. So we've got 4 messages here to start. The one that really catches my eye here is, I'm holding on to you in the deepest parts of me. On the surface, it may seem like I have let you go, but I haven't. I don't want to let you go. So, while they're having this time out with themselves, while they're connecting to their true nature, to the universe, to physical nature, kind of letting go of the concept of time, they want you to know that it may look like they're gone forever. And for a lot of feminines, you've experienced that in 2021. Just really letting go of your masculine, just letting go altogether, feeling like nothing was left in the connection. So if you're feeling that way, this is a message from your counterpart. And he says, you are everything I have ever wanted. I feel like I've messed it up. I'm not sure how to fix it. Like, the realization that the masculines are going to have this year it's a pretty stark realization. It's the realization that the feminine was right all along. This is a very special connection, and it's near and dear to my heart and soul. I can't let this person go, even though I've tried, because it's sometimes more painful to hold on, right, than to let go. I've tried by getting into other relationships. I've tried by committing myself more to work. I've tried by just throwing myself into other parts of my life, and she's still there. He's still there. But they do feel like they've fucked it up to the point where they don't know if it's something that you will forgive them for. They don't know if they're going to be forgiven. They don't know if they can forgive themselves, more importantly. If you're holding on to resentment towards your masculine, there's a good chance they haven't forgiven themselves either. That's how this connection works. So they're not sure how to fix it. And they have this realization that the balance of masculine and feminine was off. In other words, they might have been acting more in the distorted feminine. You might have been acting more in the distorted masculine. And there just might have been this imbalance, or they were acting too masculine and you were acting too feminine and too needy and codependent. And they wanted control more than they wanted, to make the connection work with you. They just cared more about having control. And so they played games and that hot and cold and in and out kind of behavior, which is really attributed to low self-esteem. And then they say, I'm willing to give you more stability, but I need to know I am free. So a lot of these masculines are afraid of being caught in the net again, so to speak. They know your power. They know that you are the most beautiful woman, the most incredible woman they have ever met or seen. And it's not just your physical beauty. They find you beautiful on the inside. They find you intelligent. They find you witty. They find you captivating. They find you funny. They find you just endearing, adoring. I mean, they just adore you. They adore every part of you. They don't see any flaws. They really have had you on a pedestal. And they say, like, I need to know I'm free because I have these commitment issues. Is it safe for me to be vulnerable with you and share that I have these commitment issues? Are you going to judge me for it, or can we work through it together? So they've got some complicated stuff going on in their mind right now. A lot of swords energy, a lot of that air energy right now. They're up in their mind. And what the masculine energy likes to do is doubt themselves, and they like to put wedges and obstacles in their own path. So they might be doing a little bit of that right now, especially with Mercury turning retrograde here. I feel like I need to move away from this. Now, this is the feminine retorting back to the masculine. I feel like I need to move away from this, at least for now. Sometimes distance is good for contemplation and reflection. So the feminine is like, you're taking a time out. Well, I've also, if you haven't noticed, masculine, I've also taken a time out for my mental health because, yeah, the energies were off. It's like you wouldn't commit to me or to the connection. And, you messed up. There were some things that happened that were really messed up, and I set those healthy boundaries and I walked away. And some feminines have connected with soulmates or kindreds, and in doing so, your masculine feels this, but you're not doing it to make them jealous. At least I hope not. You're doing it, feminine, because you want to move on with your life and you want a healthy relationship, and you've opened up yourself, your life, and your heart and your mind to other companions, to other partners, knowing that the masculine had work to do or still has work to do in growth. And especially if there was a karmic or third party influence, this is really where the feminine said, I'm out. I'm not doing this anymore. I'm not going to be, a part of a third party situation. Don't ever put me in that situation again. I am worth so much more than that, and you know it. So she wants you, masculine, to think, if you're a masculine watching, your feminine walked away because she's respecting herself. That's what self-respect and self-love looks like, setting healthy boundaries with others. But she also wants you to contemplate. She wants you to reflect on what the meaning of this connection is, okay? On what she means to you. And I use she and he, guys, and you know that it's she and he to refer to masculine and feminine, or feminine and masculine rather. It's not about gender, okay? So please don't take offense to that. It's just easier. Okay. Masculine says, I want you, I crave you, I long to feel you again. But I'm not going to tell you that because words are cheap, and you've told me that, feminine. I'm going to show you that. A lot of these are messages from the masculine. The feminine says, I'm growing frustrated and impatient. I cannot wait forever. I need to move on from this. If not now, when, masculine? She's like, I've had it. It's 2022. Let's move forward with this. Lessons have been learned, Let's move forward in our mission together. I don't want to have to conflict with you. I don't want to have conflict with you, sorry. I'm not trying to play games. I'm just conflicted in my mind about how to proceed. So I'm not sure how to fix it. I'm not sure how to proceed. Those are two cards of the masculine's like, I just don't know how to move forward from this. I don't want to argue. I don't want to fight. I never wanted to hurt you. I just need to figure out in my mind. So yeah, they're all up in their head right now. And then they say, I'm willing to work on this connection. I'm willing to give you that stability. I regret not doing so previously. I regret not putting the work in. I want to give to you. And that's where the energies, the imbalance, the male and female energies, it was sort of like that two of Pentacles energy. Is it two of Pentacles or Six of Pentacles? Six of Pentacles, right? I don't know. I'm still got a little brain fog going on, but the energy of balance, right? The energy of needing balance. And that's where that's coming in here, guys, is the masculines recognized you were giving, they were taking. There wasn't enough of them giving. So they're saying, I would like to give to you now if you'll allow me to do so. But they have some hesitation because they have been put on the back burner by the feminine. They've been put on hold. And the feminine has proceeded to move forward with her life. And again, she's been entertaining other people. She's been entertaining other relationships, getting to know other people, and really enjoying it. And the masculine feels this, and it's quite scary for this masculine. Well, I'm not going to take the ones that turned over. Okay, I was in denial. That caught my eye. I was in denial, yeah. And so he also said that here. He said, I regret. Where did he say that? Well, basically, like, I regret I didn't put the work in before. I was in denial. I was in denial of the connection. I was in denial of the meaning that you had in my life. I was in denial of the power of this connection. I was in denial of the power you have over me. And they honestly doubted if you were the one. They started to tell themselves the karmic was the one, because they might have felt more lust energy for the karmic, but they felt more love for you. True love, true connection, true companionship, true partnership. That's why sometimes the masculine, oh no, it's the karmic, they're the one. They tell themselves this in their mind. They try to convince themselves and make the square peg fit into the round hole. And then they go over and over with these cycles with the karmic. And the feminine's over there going, told you so. But they were in denial. They denied the connection to themselves, to you. And some of them may told you, maybe they friend zoned you or told you were crazy altogether. Luckily, I didn't have to experience any of that. But I know some of you have, and it made you feel crazy. And they're saying, I do want you. Don't doubt that. Like, just because I doubted you and us, and really they doubted themselves, they doubted they were good enough for you or for a connection like this, doesn't mean you should doubt yourself. And don't doubt that they want you. But I am trying to straighten some things out. In other words, I'm ironing out karma in my life. I'm getting out of those karmic situations because I know you won't accept me in your life if I still have that baggage. Like, they know that. They know that they have to come forward empty-handed with no baggage from the past. Like, they're not in any other relationships. They're not involved with anybody else. It's broken off. It's permanently done. Or the feminine's not going to tolerate it. She's not going to accept that. And the masculine says, I long to be one with you, union. They long for that. I'm going to get one more message here because there's something that wants to come in. I'm trying to be accountable. Yeah, we see that as a theme in this reading here. I'm trying to be accountable and I'm having fantasies about you. Okay, so there's the sexual energy coming in. It's funny because the sexual energy hasn't really come in as much. It's more of a respect energy that comes in now from the masculine towards the feminine. That sexual energy, the days of them coming in just with that sexually charged energy is gone because the feminine won't accept that anymore. The feminine's accepting commitment. She's accepting a healed masculine. She's accepting in a masculine who doesn't have addiction issues. She's accepting in a masculine who doesn't have any third-party energies. She's very clear on what her demands are and what her expectations are at this point in the game. She's just not playing games anymore, basically. Okay, way too many cards, so let's... These cards are very slippery, this deck. All right, let's get a card for the feminine. I didn't want to, but very focused and Phoenix rising energy. So scorpionic energy here, that was the theme of really the last 6 months of 2021. The death and the rebirth energy, rising from the ashes and the fires of the past, burning away, transmuting pain, transmuting anything that caused you pain or doubt or fear, and turning that into your power, making that part of your story. Look at this beautiful phoenix rising. You rise from the ashes of the things that tried to kill you or hurt you. From the doubt, from the hate, from your past that threatened to kind of paralyze you and not allow you to move forward. So you're burning away the past. And you're really focused. We have Wizard of the Woods. So you're very focused and intentional with your mind. There's a lot of mental energy coming in this connection, this reading, and this connection. So you guys are very connected on the mental level right now in the 3D. You guys are definitely having conversations and able to connect in that way. I see that and I feel that. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of like what you wish for will easily appear, and that's the energy of 2022. So have your focus on what it is that you want and not what you don't want. Okay, if you don't want more third parties, don't focus on that energy. If you don't want a masculine that comes in unhealed, don't give energy or power or time or thought to that thought. Okay, empower yourself. Your mind is extremely powerful. Use it to your advantage. All right, so we're going to get the masculine energy, and then we're going to close out the reading. Until my voice is 100%, I probably won't be doing those longer readings, like 45 minutes, 55 minutes. I just have to save my voice. TJ, down. Okay. Thank you. Little shit. Okay. Ooh. Okay, well that kind of flipped over and then got bent. But this is interesting because it's the Strength card, Ancient Oak Spirit. My friend and I were just admiring this amazing oak tree in my soul sister yesterday. We were admiring it. I hung out with her for a couple hours where she works, and she's my esthetician. She sculpts my brows. She's amazing. But we were looking at this tree that was shedding because we've had an actual sort of winter here. And it was so beautiful. And they were decorating it, interestingly enough, with lights. They were decorating it like this. And this tree was, hundreds of years old, if not older, and was just incredible. And so it's interesting that this would come up here in the picture, and there's a doorway there, like a doorway to strength. So the masculines are moving forward. As you transmute your pain, feminine, as you move forward and you become that phoenix, you're giving them, you're helping them move through their fall, okay? And again, if you want more information on that, I have a written reading over on Patreon from a few days ago for all Patreon levels, where I talk about the fall of the masculine, so you can understand what that means and why it's happening. But it's a door that they've decided to go through, and it's bringing in more light, okay, to where there was darkness, now there's light, it's a portal, it's an entry, it's that initiation that they've gone through, and they're drawing on the strength of their ancestors, they're drawing on the strength of themselves, this ancient wisdom, okay, ancient strength. I really, really love that. Like, this is a very sturdy energy. This is the energy of stability. If we're talking about the kings in the tarot, this would be the King of Pentacles, bringing in stability, okay? Bringing in something that's going to last forever, for a long time, versus something that's going to be in and out, hot and cold, bringing in that foundation and then having it crumble weeks or months later, which is what the masculines have done in the past. This is like bringing in the stability of, I'm never going to walk away again, and proving that to the feminines, like, this is a home that I want to create with you. This is a doorway to the future. Okay, so I'm going to end on that note, but a very strong and powerful energy and a note from the masculines there. So thank you, masculine energy, for coming in nice and strong. That's the healed masculine energy. That's exactly what we want to see for 2022. By the way, guys, 2023 looks amazing. We have some ups and downs in 2022. I was formerly Divine Truth Tarot, so I'm not going to lie to you. This is still a challenging year, but next year looks amazing. And we do have those magical months that I'm going to do a post about here as soon as I'm feeling a little bit better. And Mercury retrograde doesn't scramble my words, which it probably likely will do, but I'll get that out to you on Patreon soon here, and I'll definitely let you know. So I'm sending you guys lots of love. Again, thank you so much for your support over the last few weeks while I was quiet on the channel. Please help by just liking the video. You can share the video to help, so everyone who needs the video and the information in it can receive it, and subscribe to the channel. And I'm sending you guys so much love and support. And if you're interested in a personal session with Holly and I, you can go over to the website, and those are open now. I do not offer personal readings at this time. I might open those up this year. I haven't decided. That's definitely on the table. So I will consider that. But it would only be a limited amount per month. Sending you guys lots of love and light. Take care.